Hey, what's up everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Ezra Bridger, Lothal from the Ahsoka television show. So in Ahsoka, we only saw Ezra like this in a hologram. And I'm sure at some point we'll get his bearded, robed look from Peridia. This one, this outfit is kind of like Rebels Season 4 and Season 3 as well, I believe. Up here is a little bit different, but it's fine. I think overall the figure looks great, and I've always liked Ezra as a character. And of course, this comes in the Galaxy packaging, Star Wars The Black Series up top. Through the window, you can see Ezra comes with his lightsaber and a blaster. Kind of looks like a modified DO-44. We have Star Wars Ahsoka and Ezra Bridger Lothal. On this side of the box, the front window wraps around, and there's the side with the artwork. It's an okay picture. You can see a little bit of Lothal in the background. I do love the color for the Ahsoka line. You got a small window on the top, and on the bottom you got the barcode, some mouse print, and some logos. And there's the back of the box. You got the same picture as the side. You got a synopsis of the show in 5 different languages. Ezra's number 2 in the Ahsoka line, then you have all this crap down there. All right, I'm going to get Ezra out of the box, and let's take a look at him. Okay, so here is Ezra Bridger out of the box, and let's get a good look at him. We'll just start up top. And I think this face is well done. I think the eyes look good. The nose, the mouth, I think the skin tone is great. The hair looks nice. It's a good looking hair sculpt, nice jet black hair. And of course they did get the scar there. That's good. I mean, no, this is not supposed to look like Ezra Bridger from Rebels. It's supposed to look like Iman Esfandi. And I think they did a great job. Now, of course, in the show, in live action, we only got to see him with a full beard and long hair. This is based off the hologram. But it's fine. I mean, from the neck up, I think this is great. And from the neck down, we have his outfit from Season 3 and 4 of Rebels, and it looks pretty good. Up here is a little bit different. If you notice in Rebels, the collar up here was much bigger. Okay, this is obviously just a live-action interpretation of it. It's fine overall, but that is one big difference there. I think the rest of the outfit's pretty much the same, but it's fine. It's fine. This collar does look nice. This little armor bit up here is pretty cool. Nice yellow and orange. Got some scratches that kind of reflect in the light a little bit. Kind of shines, especially this one. But there's some over here, some lines there. That's what the back looks like. Back of the shirt has some really nice wrinkles. The sleeves look good. Got this little pattern there on the outside of the sleeve. Fingerless gloves. Now mine is missing some paint there, a little paint chip. That's kind of bugging me, but nothing I can do unless I match this green paint and just paint it, But the gloves do look good on both sides. He's got this little vambrace there with some very clean paint there. Nice little sculpt. That's what the inside of the vambrace looks like. Looks pretty good. Same thing on this sleeve. In the belly, you got this kind of a plum color going on. The belt looks pretty good. Got this little buckle, got these little things, got the little hook for his lightsaber. The holster looks great. It's got a nice feel to it. And that's what the back of the belt looks like. The pants are just brown, but again, some nice detail. And these, little armor bits on the lower legs, I think look great. Got a little touch of orange there and some brown shoes with some more orange. From head to toe, it's a nice looking figure. And for articulation, you've got some very good side to side at the head. Now, sometimes this collar right here will get off center, but you can just get that squared up and then put a thumb on it and then get his head straight again. No big deal. But he's got some very good up and down and some very, very good side-to-side tilt. The arms can get all the way up to there. He's got some very good butterfly joints. Now elbows. The elbows are outstanding. Way past 90. He has a swivel at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. He has an excellent up and down hinge on the right hand. And on the left hand, you have a side-to-side hinge. Now, for midsection. I am not a fan of this cut right there. That just looks kind of weird. It doesn't look natural at all. Same thing on this side. It's very bizarre. And if you flex him forward on mine, it could be just mine, but on this one, it's stuck now. You have to break it back to neutral. Yeah, see, now it's stuck. Really weird. It swivels nice. He's got some very good tilt, but it gaps. It gaps horribly right there. I do not like that. Flex back, gap. Flex forward, big time gap, but now he's stuck. Golly. I do not like the midsection on this figure. This is just bizarre. I'm just letting y'all know. Anyway, for legs. The legs get all the way up to there, the holster, and this little thing over there. Very flexy. Okay, so the legs get all the way up and they go all the way out to there because he has this new, dumbbell system. So there is some pivot at the hip joint, but he also has a thigh cut. That's kind of interesting. The knees get all the way up to there. Swivel at the knee. Feet go just that far down. They go up a little bit, and you do have some swivel at the ankle. So the articulation on Ezra is pretty good, especially in the elbows, but this midsection is just wacky. And as far as accessories, let's start with the blaster pistol, and I love the look of this thing. I mean, yes, it's a DL-44, very similar to Han's, but this right there, that is different, okay? But I like it. I think it looks very, very good. I think the overall color is nice. It would have been nice to see a little bit of, either brown or something on the grip, but it's okay. It's no huge deal. That is what the flip side looks like. Yeah, it's a nice blaster. And I think Ezra holds this weapon very well. The trigger finger is right through the trigger guard, sitting right on the trigger. And there's just sort of a basic kind of Han Solo-ish stance. And I think he looks good like that. And there he is with the arm extended a little more. And I think that looks nice. And these elbows are great. The wrist hinge is fantastic, so he can fire low from the hip like this. That's pretty impressive right there. All right, so we know Ezra holds the weapon very well. He poses pretty well with it. Let's see how the holster works. Okay, the holster is very, very tight. And of course, the scope will go on the outside. And this little bit right there runs into the holster. So that is as far as that wants to go in. And that looks really, really good. So I'll just leave the pistol holstered for now. And let's take a look at his saber. And yes, this hilt does look pretty good. I think the black and silver are nice. Got some good detail in there. Got a little hook there, or a ring there, I should say, for storage on his belt. But if I bring up this picture of Sabine holding Ezra's saber in the Rebels finale, you can tell that this part of the saber right there is different. Okay, this is not quite Ezra's hilt. I think what they did was they just used the same hilt for this Ezra and Sabine from the Ahsoka show. Okay, they just used the same hilt. It's no huge deal, but it's worth pointing out. Okay, this up here is a little bit different, but it's okay. I think overall the hilt does look pretty good, and the blade is just a gorgeous shade of green. I am loving the green, and it kind of glows in the light. I mean, this is great. And as far as Ezra holding this hilt, I think it goes in the hand pretty well. Yeah, kind of snug down here. Let's see about up here. Yeah, not bad. It fits in the hand very well. And there's just a generic pose, and that looks good. And there's another pretty basic pose. So this figure is pretty stable. I mean, you can get him in some fairly wide stances and not have to worry about him falling over. I think this is nice. And you can definitely get two hands on this hilt. I think that looks pretty good. I think the butterfly joints help. Excellent elbows. These fingerless gloves look good. And dang, that blade looks good in this light. And that's about how high you can get the arms above his head while still holding onto the hilt with two hands. It's not terrible. This big armor piece up here is pretty bendy, but that's not bad. And one more thing before I stick him on the shelf. Hang on a second. Is he stuck again? There we go. Man, this midsection is terrible. The figure as a whole is very good. I like it a lot, but this midsection, it's so clunky. I cannot describe how that feels. It's not good. It's not good at all. But that's so lightsaber storage. All right, so the blade will unpeg. And as you see, there's some notches there in the blade that line up with those things there. Okay, so there's only one way this blade will go in. But let's see how this hook works. So that'll go in there. Okay, it's pretty snug, actually. All right, that goes on nicely. And I think this may be one of the best hooks in the line. It ain't coming off. Very snug. It lays nice. This looks fantastic. I don't know that I'll use it because I rarely, if ever, display a figure with the saber on the belt. But that looks good. So putting the saber back together, you see the larger notch and the smaller notch. They just line up with these two things. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. So let's put the saber back in his hand. Let's get him in just some kind of generic pose. I don't know. We'll do something like that, which doesn't look bad. I'm going to go stick him on the shelf now, and let's see what he looks like there. And here we are, and since this Ahsoka line is starting to grow, I went on ahead and made a spot here on the end, just right after Book of Boba. And I think Ezra looks fantastic on the shelf. I mean, it looks really, really good. So I moved Morgan down here. Okay, she looks great. And yes, I picked up Chopper, even though he's in a Rebels box, even though he's the same figure as last time, with the exception of the weathering is slightly different. Come on, focus. Slightly different weathering, okay, but it's the same figure. But I wanted a Chopper here, all right, to go with Hera and Sabine. I'll have a review for Sabine very soon. I like this figure, but Ezra, I think Ezra looks really good there on the shelf. So bottom line, I think it's a pretty good looking figure overall. I mean, it looks just like what we saw in the hologram, right? The outfit, pretty much identical. I think they did a great job on the face. The hilt, it looks good. It's just not Ezra's hilt, but it's fine. The saber color's great. I think the articulation is wonderful with the exception of this. I absolutely do not like this, but just the clunkiness of the midsection. And again, it could just be mine, but it's just really weird. It just doesn't feel right. But overall, from head to toe, I think it's a nice looking figure. It looks great on the shelf. I'm happy to have it, but just like always, I want to hear from you guys. So comment below and let me know what you think of Ezra Bridger from the Ahsoka television show. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, please consider dropping a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it, and I just thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.